thing I've been doing the last few days that I kind of took a pivot is one thing we had talked about for a long time was we wanted to make the Halo Book Club its own feed, because that's kind of, I don't know if that's our most popular show, but it's certainly it's certainly our original non just general news show, but it's never gotten its own feed. It's like the only one that we've had that's never had its own feed. And the only thing that was stopping us before was that we did them all out of order, so we wanted to release them in order, so we were going to wait till everything was done enough that we could do them in order. But Fall of Reach I think we did in 2020, like beginning of 2020, but then we didn't get to the I think some of the Evolutions stories, we didn't get to all of those until pretty recently. So we had wanted to make its own feed, and I had been kind of waiting on that, and then I was busy with other stuff and whatnot. But I finally started on it. So we're getting there. I should have that ready relatively soon. I'm trying to kind of remaster the audio as best I can, especially on the older shows, which the audio is maybe not so great. And then I am adding kind of a intro and outro to kind of describe the show, because I like to want to describe and say well, this book came out here, we talked about it in this time. Here's the hosts are. Here's kind of just give a general, quick 2-minute overview of kind of what's going on, to make sure a new listener isn't confused as to why it feels like you're getting jumped around, even though you're doing the books in order. Because I think some of them were recorded. I think some of them are still from 2014. Technically, we did redo a few of them, but I think there's still a couple.
Yeah, I think there's probably some outliers in there as well, with some voices of our long distant past on them, for sure.
Right, I know Drew is in a couple of them at least, because we did redo the very first ones, because I think they were at the time they were kind of just interspersed with the regular episode.
That's right.
Make them their own episode. But I think that changed fairly early on. So there's still some pretty early episodes that are in the feed that are 2014, and I don't even know. I'll be honest, I don't know that I've listened to them before, because I started listening to the show in 2016 or 2017. So maybe it was 20. I think it was 2016. So some of those older ones, I went back and listened to them all, but I don't think I did. So there's probably some ones I haven't even heard before. So I'm actually kind of curious to listen to them. But what I've done is, like I said, I put an intro and outro together. Evo 014, which is our core AI of Halo Evolved, as we call it, is the voice of our intros and outros. I gave her a voice. Her, him,
scary.
They, it.
This is how it starts, Ian. You want to be careful.
I know. It's this. I don't know. It's the whole AI thing is actually kind of fun, because it's it's all stuff I want to do, but I'm not I'll be honest, I'm not a super creative person. I'm an engineer. My creativity is limited to whether or not it's technically correct, not necessarily entertaining. So I can kind of put together an outline and say, hey, write up a short 2-minute script with this information. Writes it up for me, usually without too much rework. And then all these AI voices now are out there. So I kind of picked one and did a little bit of tweaking to make it a little bit more electronic, kind of what 343 does with 343 Guilty Sparks voice, with Tim Dodabo. Kind of did something with that. Found something I liked that seemed to fit. So I did that. So I put together an intro, a teaser kind of thing, like a podcast intro, and then I put together the first episode. So I did share that with the patrons. So if you're listening to this and you haven't been on Discord, I did share it on there. I will try to share it up on the actual Patreon feed as well. But that's been kind of what I've been working on lately, getting that together. It's fun. I don't know, it's fun. And the only other thing I've been doing is AI art generation is the other thing. I know we had some issues getting artists we had some artists do some work for us, and they got busy, and then I found a different artist who, I'll be honest, kind of sucks. And this was right around the time where AI art generation a few months ago started to like kind of pick up and would be big and usable. So I've been playing with that and trying to work that in as well. So that's what I've been doing with Evolved. So I've been busy.
I Would Have Been Your Podcast, only on Patreon.